Welcome back to the channel. This is Thomas Goes Nostalgic, and in this episode, we're going to be building a beach diorama for our McFarlane Batman figures. So today we're looking at a different kind of figure, DC. I do love DC, I love Batman, I love Justice League, but I really don't collect any of them. But my friend Steve, who lives in the neighborhood, he does, and I'm dog sitting for him, watching his house, and thought this would be a fitting scenery for what we're going to do today. So his home is very nautical themed, there's lots of beach stuff everywhere, and he also has a collection of action figures. He likes to collect primarily Batman. As much as I love Batman, I have not collected anything modern, but he did get some figures that I was a little jealous of. I did have them on pre-order, but I canceled them. But since he had them, I get to enjoy them whenever I go over to his house. He did come over and ask me to build a diorama. He really didn't actually. He asked me to build some surfboards for these two figures. So you have the Batman, McFarlane with the bathing suit, and Joker. This is from an episode called Surf's Up, Joker's Under, where Batman and Joker compete in a surf contest. What? So basically the Joker has this harebrained scheme where he's going to get the best local surfer, sit him down and hook him up to this machine and steal his surfing abilities. The machine is called the Surfing Experience and Ability Transferometer. It also happens to come with a vigor reverser so they can give him back his power at the end of the episode. Also in this episode, he actually tries to turn Batman and Robin into surfboards. Anyways, the whole point of the scheme is that if Joker is the best surfer there is, then he'll get street creds with all the local surfers and they'll do his bidding for whatever crime he wants them to commit. So Batman challenges him to a surf contest in which they have to change into their baggies, or their bathing suits, and then hilarity ensues. In these episodes, they're pretty fun. Nice part of Batman history that we have. Anyways, I said, sure, I'd love to help you. I really wanted to work on some new skills or some new techniques that I've seen for diorama building. And I thought, you know what? Let me try it for this diorama. I also started thinking about where my friend keeps his Batman display. Now, he does have some Batman displayed throughout his house, but then the majority of his Batman collection is in his bathroom. That's right, he has a Batman-themed bathroom. So I knew whatever I was going to be making would be going into his bathroom. But either way, I was excited. He originally only asked me to make surfboards because these figures didn't come with surfboards. Maybe another reason I don't get behind McFarlane figures yet, but it would just seem like a given that if you're featuring two figures that are from a very specific episode where they're going surfing, they should come with surfboards. So I thought, cool, never made anything like that before. But then I went a step further and asked him, hey, would you like a diorama? And he said yes. So I was in the middle of making my Galaxy diorama for What If you check out one of my previous episodes. So I was kind of making it in between. I didn't get much footage, but there was two techniques that I really wanted to try. Especially when building a beach scene, I wanted to create waves. So I definitely watched some videos where I've seen techniques of people using toilet paper. So that was something that I wanted to try. How do you make water out of toilet paper? So I had a roll of toilet paper that my dog got to, and instead of throwing that toilet paper away, I saved it and I turned it into water. Another thing that I wanted to try was using resin. I've never used resin before, but I have some projects coming up where I would like to get into using resin. So I thought, this is going to be a small project, let me try it out there. So let's head back to the 60s where everything was peace, love, and Batman. Grab your best pair of baggies, and let's head to the beach. So, like I said, I'm skipping ahead because I didn't film much, but after creating the base, I painted the sand and the water, and then I applied that toilet paper. And this is just a simple process. You lay the toilet paper down and lay some Mod Podge on it. I also thought it'd be cool to add a shark fin to the diorama. So with the toilet paper technique, you really just want to take a brush, and if there's any pattern inside of the toilet paper, you just want to dab the Mod Podge on so that those patterns aren't seen. You can also see where I left some indentations, and there's a little divot in there where you can just see there's like an open spot, and that's because I knew that I wanted to put a shark fin coming out of the water. So that's something you kind of do with the direction of water. you can make the indentations wherever you'd like, and then you can go ahead and dry brush with white to create that foamy water texture. Once all the Mod Podge was dry, I painted it green and did that white dry brushing, and then I added that shark fin. I thought that was a pretty neat addition. Now this is where the resin would go, so I knew that I needed some kind of border to keep the resin in, and normally you'll see artists or diorama builders will actually tape a flat border around it, but I just did a small border of hot glue, which I thought would hold the resin in, and this way it would still look like waves. It will be a nice way to kind of make the border of the diorama, and it would just be a little extra added feature to it. I hot glued the shark fin inside, and then I went ahead and painted that hot glue so that it would match the water. And my friend was asking me why I painted it green, and that's because I'm from New York, so the beaches there are all green. I forgot that I was working with the crystal blue waters of Gotham City. So I took some foam and I cut it into very thin pieces and just did it the shape of some surfboards. In the show, the Batman surfboard is actually yellow, but he wanted it blue, so I went ahead and did that. Now I wanted the surfboards to stand on their own so that the figures didn't have to hold them. So I did take a hot wire knife and just make little slices in the sand so that it would look like they were just sticking right out of the sand. You can also see some of those rivets in the ground, and I mixed some baby powder into the acrylic paint so that the ground wouldn't be so even or flat and smooth. I wanted to give it some texture. And I thought that would be good that when the figures are standing on there, if they're going to be in his bathroom, they might get humid, and I didn't want the figures sticking to it, so I hope that helps. Next, just to round out the diorama, I gave it a quick backdrop, so I just used a couple of magnets and painted the back a baby blue just to emulate the sky. So at this point, there's really only a few more things to do, so I just want to get the figures on there to see how they looked, and I think at this point, they are looking pretty good. All that's left now is to put the logos on the surfboards and give the surfboards a waxing with some Mod Podge. Once the Mod Podge dried, I put the surfboards back in the slot to make sure that they fit, and they do. And here it is, folks. This is my beach diorama for the McFarlane 1966 Batman figures from the episode Surf's Up, Joker's Under. If you like this content, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so that you get notifications of when I post some more content. Catch you next time.